I not only use all the brains that I have, but all I can borrow. If a dog will not come to you after having looked you in the face, you should go home and examine your conscience. You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand. The man who is swimming against the stream knows the strength of it. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world. You have the greatest soul, the noblest nature, the sweetest, most loving heart I have ever known. And my love, my reverence, my admiration for you, you have increased in one evening as I should have thought only a lifetime of intimate, loving association could have increased them. You are more wonderful and lovely in my eyes than you ever were before, and my pride and joy and gratitude that you should love me with such a perfect love are beyond all expression, except in some great poem which I cannot write. If you want to make enemies, try to change something. Liberty has never come from the government. Liberty has always come from the subjects of the government. The history of government is a history of resistance. The history of liberty is the history of the limitation of government, not the increase of it. Friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. We are citizens of the world. The tragedy of our times is that we do not know this. We grow great by dreams. All big men are dreamers. They see things in the soft haze of a spring day or in the red fire of a long winter's evening. Some of us let these dreams die, but others nourish and protect them. Nurse them through bad days till they bring them to the sunshine and light which comes always to those who sincerely hope that their dreams will come true. We want one class of persons to have a liberal education, and we want another class of persons, a very much larger class of necessity in every society, to forego the privilege of a liberal education and fit themselves to perform specific, difficult manual tasks. I would rather lose in a cause that will someday win, than win in a cause that will someday lose. Since I entered politics, I have chiefly had men's views confided to me privately. Some of the biggest men in the United States, in the field of commerce and manufacture, are afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it. A conservative is a man who sits and thinks, mostly sits. The government, which was designed for the people, has got into the hands of the bosses and their employers, the special interests. An invisible empire has been set up above the forms of democracy. The seed of revolution is repression. The difference between a strong man and a weak one is that the former does not give up after a defeat. A nation which does not remember what it was yesterday does not know what it is today, nor what it is trying to do. We are trying to do a futile thing if we do not know where we came from or what we have been about. Some people have a large circle of friends while others have only friends that they like. I come from the South and I know what war is, for I have seen its terrible wreckage and ruin. It is easy for me as president to declare war. I do not have to fight, and neither do the gentlemen on the hill who now clamor for it. It is some poor farmer's boy, or the son of some poor widow who will have to do the fighting and dying. We forget that there is much more patriotism in having the audacity to differ from the majority than in running before the crowd. We forget that in the resistance of the minority, some of the biggest things in our own history have been accomplished. And the man who looks on the stars and stripes and doesn't hold a right to say nay to his neighbor, even if the neighbor is of the larger party, has forgotten the history of his country. War isn't declared in the name of God. It is a human affair entirely. Only peace between equals can last. But the right is more precious than peace, and we shall fight for the things which we have always carried nearest our hearts. You devour a book meant to be read, not because you would fill yourself or have an anxious care to be nourished, but because it contains such stuff as it makes the mind hungry to look upon. If I am to speak 10 minutes, I need a week for preparation. If 15 minutes, 3 days. If half an hour, 2 days. If an hour, I am ready now. We read, if we have the true reader's zest and plate, not to grow more knowing, but to be less pent up and bound within a little circle, as those who take their pleasure, and not as those who laboriously seek instruction, as a means of seeing and enjoying the world of men and affairs. We have begun a fight that it maybe will take many a generation to complete, but you know that men are not put into this world to go the path of ease. They are put into this world to go the path of pain and struggle. We have given our lives to the enterprise, and that is richer and the moral is greater.